We are so spoiled watching Manchester City week in and week out, and sometimes it's hard to find the superlatives for you if you play and for all the goals you score. But today was completely different. What happened out there?
Yeah, sometimes you need to be grounded. It looks like, sometimes you need to come back down to earth because at the end of the day, it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of commitment. And that was today from minute 1 probably until minute 90 not there, and all in one it was not enough from our side, and especially like you said, if you are used to have great performances from the side, then it's probably even more disappointing. Sometimes you probably need games like that. Obviously it's very frustrating and very hard to take. But yeah, maybe it was a good signal for us, to get back to the habits that lead us in recent years, to success. And maybe we lost a little bit track in the last few weeks, maybe even before the World Cup. So yeah, maybe it's good to be grounded right now.
How confident are you that you will be back on your normal standard on Saturday against your fierce rival, Man United?
Well, quite confident. I mean, I know that we have a lot of quality in our squad. Today, hopefully, was an exception. I know what we are able to do, on the pitch. I mean, we all know. So it's just about having the right attitude, I think. Being ready to take every little challenge. And the next one, unfortunately, is one of the biggest ones. So it's not easy, especially after a day like this, to go into that game. But we don't have a choice. So I think right now I'm confident, even though I'm still frustrated, from the game and sad and disappointed. But I'm still confident that obviously we're going to show a different face on Saturday in the derby.
Congratulations, Gavin, James. What a night in front of the home fans as well. Just how special was that?
Yeah, special night. I think these games are special to play in, especially when you're struggling in the league. And we knew this was a distraction for us, a great game to go and showcase what we're about. No fear, and I think we showed the true Southampton tonight.
Yeah, it's a huge statement performance from the team, but for you personally, Gavin, a clean sheet against your former club, what does that mean?
Yeah, it's massive. It's not just me, it's the whole team. We've worked so hard since the new managers come in on defending the box and being really hard to beat. Prowsey says it all the time. We just need to be a hard team to play against. We need to, work on defending, and then, these results come and you have to just take them.
You've touched on it a little bit already, James, but what was it about tonight that clicked so much, where perhaps you've been lacking before? Where have you found a performance like that with the struggles you've been facing?
Yeah, I think it's always tough when we're in the position we are and the manager's come in. He's come in and been excellent. He's given us a fresh idea and a new energy. And I think it felt like the old Southampton tonight. We're on the front foot, and he wanted us to be bold and aggressive. And I think that's when we play our best football.
This is it. It wasn't just the front foot, though. You were able to restrict them so much at the back. From your perspective, Gavin, why was that?
I think that's because what we've been working on the last few weeks, the players in front of me have been absolutely amazing. They've really worked hard on defending the box and, being a really difficult team to beat, and I think we showed that tonight.
In the second half, you were able to maintain that discipline. What was the message at half-time from the manager? Was it try to continue that balance in between aggression, but also keeping that discipline?
Yeah, I think we've been guilty of it in the past, of having a result at half-time and then dropping off and soaking up pressure, and eventually we buckled. But I think tonight we showed a different part of our game, and we knew they'd come out a different team in the second half with a few changes, but we stood up to it tonight and thoroughly deserved the win.
The question is now, how do you replicate this week in, week out, and not just in the Cup, but in the league as well?
Yeah, that's a challenge now. I think to put in a performance like that tonight means nothing if we go to the weekend and not get anything from Everton. And it's a fantastic game for us to go in full of confidence now.
Does it feel like a very well-timed game that you go to Everton now with that little bit extra something?
Yeah, definitely coming off of the back of the last two results, I think we can take a lot of positivity and bring this momentum into the game on Saturday.
All right, well, you've got a few days until then, so in the meantime, enjoy it. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Talk me through what it's like to get a 2-goal lead and then conserve it against Pep Guardiola, Haaland and all his men.
I don't think we just conserved it. I think, to be fair, second half we went out and we were aggressive again, and we had a lot of situations where all right, we could have extended it, but I thought we were excellent. We were aggressive from the front. We defended superbly well. We looked organised, defended our box well, and not many people could keep a clean sheet against Man City, and we did, and that's something to be really proud of. But I thought the performance from start to finish was absolutely outstanding. We managed the game late on really well, and I'm just really proud of the group because they've taken some stick. I've had to take some, but we showed tonight that we can be a real good aggressive side.
Talking of that stick, you had home fans saying you don't know what you're doing. They're now singing "We're going to Wembley." Welcome to the top flight.
From one week to the next, that's what football's like. But you just have to be consistent in your ideas, consistent in what you do, and then go from there. It's a categorical difference from a week ago. But we do the same work, play the same way, be aggressive, and we showed tonight that's one of the best performances Southampton have done in recent years, and it shows that we don't just know what we're doing, we're actually reasonably good at what we do.
On the front foot, we saw a real indication of that against Crystal Palace, and you built on that, the back four when you needed it, the back five when you didn't.
Yeah, we did. We were tactically really good today. We knew that they had solutions to change, and we changed and did certain things to combat that. And I thought we were excellent to a man. But we've been good in the last 4 or 5 games. We haven't conceded anything. Yeah, we've conceded silly goals against Fulham or mistakes against Fulham, mistakes against Forest. But in terms of the performance level, it's been there. The performance level has been there. And today we just got, with the last 2 games, we've really got the points to justify that.
And that was the frustrating thing, those silly errors, because they were really good performances. But let's look at the front as well. After a really good shutout, that Redknapp goal is going to be well up there for goals at the end of the season.
Oh, absolutely, and a great move, real fluent and fluid move to get to that point, and the finish is wonderful. I thought the first goal was wonderfully executed as well, and look, we just showed what a side we can be. I mean, Man City are one of the best teams in the world, so let's not take anything away from them. But tonight we showed that we can compete at Premier League level if our levels are right where we should be, and we've shown that, and we've been wonderful today.
How hard have the last few weeks been with those results when you've had the performances but the mistakes have let you down? Because the pressure was ramping up. Everyone's saying the Everton game could be pivotal in the outside world. How hard was that, and how big is this?
Look, when you're a manager, you have to be able to handle pressure. I've been through pressure situations all throughout my life. I've had to work really hard to get here, so I'm not going to buckle now just because a few people are suggesting I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm not good enough to be here. I've worked too hard and for too long to get this opportunity to let people affect my decision making, how I go about my work and everything. And that's the way it is. So look, it's part and parcel of being a manager. It's definitely part and parcel of being a Premier League manager, because the spotlight is ridiculous.
And only one step to a final. What does that mean to you?
Well, I've never been to a Carabao Cup semi-final, so it's a wonderful place to be. The level of performance, what people were asking me tonight is, doesn't matter about the results, can you just have a level of performance to justify and stuff? Well, we've done more than that tonight, and we showed that look, this is what we're working on, this is how aggressive we can be if we want to, and look, I'm really proud of the group. That's the thing, I'm proud of my football club tonight. I'm proud of the people, I'm proud of my staff, the ones I've brought, the ones who are here. I'm proud of the players, how they respond, because we've had to go through some mire, and then when the leader is getting absolutely plenty, then to not buckle and to stand up and to put on performance like that shows that there's some real character.
Now, and 11 o'clock, they're being on the front foot, the fresh ideas that Nathan Jones has brought in, that James Ward-Prowse talked about. He also talked about it being a distraction as well, which is really interesting on the mindset. But before we do the draw, let's just take a look at the 2 goals again, because both of them were fantastic. Jill, the first one, although there were mistakes from Manchester City, it was a great finish.
Yeah, no, it was a great finish, and obviously we spoke about City giving the ball away too many times, as you see there. But yeah, the finish was absolutely incredible. The way that you'll see City lose it again, I think, through Gomez as it goes wide. But the run across Walker is so well timed, and the finish on a pitch that wasn't great. I don't want to use it as an excuse, but to finish this first time, I think it's a great finish.
It's a fantastic finish, to be honest. And, it did come from this mistake here. And Kyle Walker in this position here, I think the moment his back's turned, it's a great run from Sekou Mara. I want to be critical of Walker, but I think that is elite strikers play. So I don't, as I say, it's a fantastic finish. The way he took it as well, as the ball's bounced up, You know, that's such a key moment for them. And for somebody who hadn't scored before now, it looked like he'd scored all the time, to be honest.
Although former players always say, don't they, as soon as you can see the defender's number, you know that you've got them.
Yeah, we get on his blind spot, and I think we've got two centre-backs of us. The last thing you want as a defender is to not know where the striker is. You want to touch them as much as you can, feel them, know where they are. And as soon as he got there and then just nipped in front of him, and that is the problem. It's a specialised position playing centre-back. Carl Walker's been an attacking right-back all his life. And now you say to him, OK, you're going to become a centre-back. No disrespect, we've got two here. It's almost
not quite two.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not. It's not that easy, you know. It's a specialised position.
I think at City as well. I played there in my last few months at City, and there's a lot of detail at centre half, especially in possession. It's not just get it and give it. It's like the right timing and stuff like that. So I think it was a big ask for Carl Walker tonight. I really think it was.
As far as the second goal is concerned, I know you can question the goalkeeper's positioning, can't you? But you have to appreciate the finish.
Absolutely. It takes a confident player to be able to do this, and they had their tails up at this point. You can look at Manchester City's defending. They never got in the right position. The goalkeeper is really poor, but Gineppo sees it. You have to have that vision. You have to be able to see the picture. He could have easily played it out wide or tried to slide someone in, but I actually. When he's dribbling here, you can see it in his eyes. He's thinking, why is the keeper so far off his line? OK, I'm going to try my luck. And he does it, and it's a beautiful finish. But it summed up Southampton. Because the temptation when you play against a side that's so talented as Man City is to sit off them, is to let them have the ball, let them take the initiative. But never did they do that. For minute one, they got after him, they made it uncomfortable. They'd have been watching that game the weekend, they'd have mentioned it, they'd have probably thought this is the last thing we need with a massive game against Everton coming up the weekend. But they never showed them any respect. They got after them, and they were magnificent today. That manager must be so proud of his team.
When you look at City, but just on those two goals, are they not doing the basics?
I just think they didn't get the rhythm today. I could see kind of Pep saying to Cancelo about going inside, and I felt like he took it literally in the first half, and then in the second half he stayed out wide. But I think they had to kind of go to the game. When do I need to add a number inside? When do I need to get out wide? It just wasn't working. There was just no rhythm, which was so used to seeing from City.
We will finish that bit there because we